Jerry, in your mind, what's a high value woman?
Damn,
damn it.
I think that a high value woman is a woman that can bring you peace, for sure. I think that's one of the big things because, like, a lot of people might say, "Oh, she got to be a bad bitch. She got to be doing this, that, and the third. She got to cook and clean, whatever, whatever." But I think that as a nigga like me, as somebody that's building an empire, that's somebody that's out there going getting it. When I come home, I don't want to deal with the same shit that I was dealing with outside. I want to come to the crib and deal with peace.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can have peace, that's already one aspect of being high value. Now, obviously, you can't have one aspect. You got to have multiple aspects. But I think that the peace part is a major underrated factor in being a high value woman, in my mind, in my opinion.
I agree. No, I agree. I agree with that one. Sure.
Like, I mean, and the peace part really is something that is probably underrated because so many people deal with so many traumatic things that they probably bring home just in their daily life. To be able to go, no matter what I dealt with outside, I'm not going to let that affect what I have going on in my house. It's something very mature that a person can be able to do.
Right. But being a bad bitch too definitely helped. Listen, though, it ain't like that ain't a part of it now. Listen, you gotta have, feel me? I gotta be looking at you and be liking what I'm looking at.
Wait. So are you willing to give up the peace if she's bad?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay,
I'm not
just
but at the same time, but at the same time, I'm definitely not gonna be fucking with. I'm not gonna be fucking with the bitch just because you're peaceful. Like, no, like, you got to be bad too. Like, if you're peaceful, awesome. You can be my friend and you can give me peace in that aspect. But no, you need to be, you know what I'm saying? You need to be.
Twitter's going to rip him on this.
Looking at your track record,
it's all right. It's all right. You can at me if you want to talk about it. At me. It's all good. I'm with all the smoke.
You're cool. E, what do you think? What do you think? A high, like, have you heard of that term before? High value woman. What do you think that is?
No, I barely did some research earlier today as far as like where that question came from. Mm-hmm. But after hearing a little bit about it, I have to say one that brings multiple to the table, just as what she's asking for as well. You feel what I'm saying? Like, like Honda can't ask for Mercedes-Benz parts because that don't fit on that car. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at it like at that, you know what I'm saying? Like that, you know what I'm saying? So it has to align with the product for sure.
So yes, 100%. You can't have a. I get what you're saying with the Honda and the Mercedes. You're saying essentially like, nigga, Honda's made with a certain level of quality, a certain level of it comes with a certain. It comes with something that's completely different outside of it. Now, if you got a Honda and you got a Nissan, you might be able to work with something. That's what you're saying. But if you got something that's 3-4 times out the league, you know what I'm saying? 3 or 4 times better outside of that Honda's league, it don't compare. Is that what you're saying? Kind of like what you're saying?
Facts.
Okay, so that's okay. That's essentially the idea behind it. For me personally, I think that it's like what is like. I'll say this: what are the defining characteristics of a high value woman? For me, it's things like being a caretaker, things like being a home manager, willing to follow the lead. Supportive of the man's decision making in general. Just someone who, to Jerry's point, will help bring the peace, right? Someone who's not going to add to the stress. They're not going to, kind of like be a burden on you in what you as a man are trying to accomplish, right? So I think that a high value woman has those characteristics and some more. You feel me? In terms of being a home manager, that's obviously taking care of the house, making sure the kids are being well taken care of. She got to be good with kids. That's the other thing, right? Dom, what do you think it takes?
Got kids?
Huh?
I said, what if she don't got kids?
Does she want kids? Does she want kids?
So the way you can tell that is how she interacts with kids.
Right.
I ain't never seen a woman that didn't have some sort of kid around her.
So you
where
saying
you can
the
see
high value have to want them? No, because I don't. That's what he's saying. The high value have to want them or want them.
I mean, a high value woman. It's dependent on what the man wants in his woman, right? So now there's this whole thing with like feminism pushing like freedom for women to make their own choices, be independent, do their own thing. Yo, all that is fine and dandy if that's what the woman wants to do, right? For men, it's the man who is a high value man. Now let's actually pull it back for a second. What makes now a high value man, right? A high value man is somebody not just relationship wise, not just somebody who's, good to his woman. That doesn't just make a high value man. A high value man comes from somebody who in society brings value, right? Someone who, your bosses talk good about you. Your family talks good about you. Friends talk good about you. Everybody wants to work with you. They think that everybody wants to be around you. That is high value. Somebody who has value in the world, right? There's a lot of people in the world that don't have high value, right? And it's okay because most people are that way, right? There's a select few people who are high value people. It's not everybody. So with that, in being high value, you got options, right? Now for women, it's a little different than men because women can do what? They're able to come out and just pretty much have their pick of the litter because they have inherent value, being that they're a woman. And every man is trying to reproduce. They're trying to sleep with the woman, right? So they're trying to find the good ones. Now, the ones that are pretty, plus they have all those characteristics, kind of like what Jerry was saying about like having these things, plus you bad or you're beautiful or whatever. That's just icing on the cake. So as a woman, she's high value so long as she's, committed to one man. She'll be committed to one man. She wants a husband who will be able to provide her with what she wants, which is security, protection, right? Again, these got to be things that you want out of a relationship. If you don't want these things, go out and do what you do. We don't even need to have the conversation. But don't expect to get a high value person if you yourself are not high value.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's a thing when it comes to dating that you got to date
within
inside of your
100%
your pool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the issue is people most of the time don't know their pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's but yes, people definitely don't know their pool for sure. But I think that as a man, right? Now let me say this. Now let me just preface this, right? Let me just say this. For me, myself today, I probably wouldn't shoot my shot at Cardi B no matter what.
Do you think Cardi B is high value?
I think that Cardi B's, I'm just saying it because she's fine. I'm just saying that she's fine. And you know what I'm saying? She.
Hey, you saw me?
Jerry, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you. Hold on. Before you speak, let me just ask you a cool question. So you think that Cardi B is fine? Okay, cool. We got that out the way.
Right.
Would you start a life with her? Would you like make this your woman, your wife?
I probably wouldn't.
Probably would not.
I probably wouldn't.
Okay, and why not? Is it because she got mileage, baggage?
Just both. Because the type of woman that Cardi B is, that she, the energy that she gives off, isn't necessarily wifey material for me.
Okay.
She's more of a jump off, more of a fling, she's more of a season.
You trying to have some fun.
You know what I mean? Yeah, she's more of a season versus of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That
No,
was
I hear
good,
you.
huh? That was really good. Go ahead. Hey, you know, whoever our editing guy is, click that up. That was pretty good.
I don't know that guy thought that was such a great clip, but hey, fuck it.
All I know, ladies, is there's seasons and then there's life.
Yeah,
we just learned. We just learned something right now.
That was
okay.
Some girls are good for a season, and some girls are good for life.
Yeah. So Dom, high value woman for Dom. Yeah.
So I would take a culmination of everything you guys said. The high value woman needs to be someone that brings you peace. Needs to be someone that is able to take care of a household, and she's the leader as far as, hey, when I look at my household, I don't want to be that person who goes, not only am I making the decisions as survival, but I have to make the decisions as in the household. I would like you to be that helpmate in there in that aspect, because I don't want to have to do everything on my own. Because as a leader, you already take up everything as your own, but it's okay to say, hey, I do have the support and help that I need. But there's also the component of, am I truly attracted to that woman?
Yeah.
And there's a component of, what does that woman do on her daily basis so that she's not looking to me for her entertainment, her lifestyle, things of that nature? What does she do on her own that makes it so that when I go out and I'm doing what I need to do during the day, I know that she's not just sitting at home going, well, this nigga left me and I'm bored. You know?
So Dom, that actually, you know what? I'm not trying to go off the topic, but that kind of gives me a good question to say, do we, or specifically you, do you believe in traditional marriage or traditional relationships? Because the way you just said it right now, you're like, listen, you don't be looking at me for none of that shit as far as you going ahead and having fun. Create your own fun, create your own money, create your own shit. That's typically not the characteristics of a traditional relationship.
So I don't believe we live in traditional times to have a traditional marriage. Almost every household has two parents that are working now, where before you could support a whole family off of one person's paycheck. And there may be some jobs where people can support their whole family off of that, where they can say, no, I want a traditional marriage. And then the modern human being, though, where two people are average, most people are making $50K a year. So two people making $50K is $100K. They're going to work together to try to, build that family unit. But there are some things that you could consider gender roles. And like at the end of the day, like it's so funny. Me and my wife, it wasn't until we went camping that she showed me, if the shit hits the fan, you go out there and kill that nigga. I'm going to sit here and I hope that you come back. It wasn't till that day that I realized, like, oh, so these gender roles is real now. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're establishing this right now. When the shit hit the fan and I had to go beat this nigga's ass, that's what we were doing. She was like, yeah, that's exactly what we were doing. Cool. Ain't ever had no problems about, we talking about whose roles is what ever since.
Fair enough. Now, so Dom, you said something that I want to quickly touch on, but then I want to go back to what we were about to discuss just before that.
Yeah.
So you were saying like they're non-traditional times, but is your desire to have a traditional, like, I shouldn't say necessarily, like, whether yours is traditional or not is up for debate, or like that's on you. But what I'm saying is was your desire ever to have a traditional? Do you have a traditional marriage? Yeah.
So getting into marriage, I did not have a desire to go, well, I'll work and you sit here, and when we have kids, you just take care of the kids.
You don't have that desire?
No, listen what I said.
Oh.
When you asked me, did I have the desire when I went into marriage?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
No, I did not go into marriage for that. I went into marriage to build something. We were both making good money at the time, so I wasn't going to be like, quit your job, I got everything, we're going traditional. It's like, right. No, until we have kids, where does the traditional even come in yet? You know what I mean? Because you really don't have a traditional relationship until you have kids, to where you can go, hey babe, I'd rather you not work and really take care of our household now. Outside of that, y'all still grinding, y'all both doing y'all thing to accomplish something.
Right.
Okay.
Now, what we have decided as a couple is like, hey, once we start getting to that role where you're having kids, I would like to, be the one going, hey, I make enough money now that you don't have to work, because I'd rather you teach our kids how to be educated the way I want them to be educated. I don't want them to go through traumatic shit that they don't have to go through because they didn't have a parent there that could take care of them. Because there's a lot of things that go wrong with being a latchkey kid, and I'm not going to go into that, but it's a different dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You guys got anything that you wanted to add to that, or no? Okay, so
hot girl summers and shit.
So now, Dom, quick question: who makes the final decision in your household?
I do.
Without like question, you're the unquestioned leader of the household.
What do you mean without question?
Without question being like, yo, if I say that we're gonna do this, I'll consider what you have to say, but I'm gonna be the final decision maker, and if I decide we're not gonna do what you want to do, you need to be okay with that decision.
Yes.
You have that type of relationship,
yes,
or that type of marriage.
And it did not start out that way, simply because I didn't come into the relationship leading with that power leverage, I guess. I had never seen that in my own life. As the viewers may not know, I didn't grow up with a mother and father that were married and all that stuff. So I had no way of seeing a traditional relationship besides what my grandparents had. And they pretty much, hey, we come together, we talk about this, and then we make a decision together, and what my grandpa says goes. So seeing that dynamic, I knew, okay, we will have to get to a point where I'm the one who makes these decisions. And then we finally did get to a point where we said, okay, yes, you have your say so, obviously, and your say so may be better than what I'm thinking at the time. And that's what leads to my decision. Or if I know what I'm talking about and you may not agree with it, you'll still support what I'm saying because you trust that I'm not going to lead you down this path to oblivion, I guess.
Right. Okay. And that's good too, because, obviously one of the things that I had mentioned is that I believe is a strong characteristic of a high value woman is to be supportive of the man's decision making, right? Because if we take it back, if we go all the way back to when there was not civilization, when there was cavemen and all that jazz, it was up to the man to protect the clan or the whatever, right? It was up to the man to go out and do the hunting and get the whatnot. So if that is the case, if I'm putting my life on the line to make sure that you guys are protected, don't question me, right? Even if what you're saying, even if you could be a little bit more like long
long-term thinking,
long-term sighted. Yeah. You have that foresight. Even if you have that, it's going to come down to my decision. Now, do everything in your power to help convince me that what you're saying may be an appropriate course of action, right? And that's where
do everything in your power. God damn it!
Well, because that's where the dynamic.
That is such a true statement in a marriage, bro.
Yeah,
that is such a true statement. Me and Sharon had some arguments where I'm wrong as fuck.
Yeah.
And until she got to the point where she convinced me, then I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's what we doing."
Because exactly 100%. Because here's the thing: there's so many times when like you have your perspective, and the way that you view something is not necessarily what it is, right? And so when you have somebody who understands you as an individual, and they can come in with their thoughts and they know how to get through to you, like my wife's real good at getting through to me. You know what I mean? She knows what buttons not to press at certain times if she wants a certain response out of me. You feel me?
She knows how to not shut you down and make you go, well, I ain't fucking listening to you now.
Exactly. And that's
what's
important.
That every man in a marriage can push at any time. I'm not fucking listening to you. I'm doing whatever the fuck I said I'm doing.
100%. Because that's what the man is. The man is the ultimate decision maker. And now if the woman is the woman is like the counsel, right? The woman is the one who's like in the ear, and
it's called a helpmate.
And if you don't have somebody strong in your ear, who is like, you know, logical. That's, I mean, the only way to put it. Like, she got to be smart. She got to be logical. She got to be rational. If you don't have that and you got somebody who fucking constantly pisses you off or constantly just like gets under your skin and shit, how the fuck can you think properly? You know what I mean? How the fuck can you make
you're
good
thinking
decisions?
Emotionally and not logically.
Women, exactly. That's women's trait, emotion. Men are logic. And even though, again, we may make some poor decisions, but we're making decisions based on thinking through it logically, not thinking through it based on our emotion. So, anyways, we went on a fucking long ass tangent there. I can't quite remember what we were talking about before, Jerry. Nevertheless, though, I do want to ask this question to you, Jerry.
High value women.
Do you find yourself to be a high value man? And if so, why?
I think that I have a lot of qualities of a high value man, but I don't reach the income level yet. Mm-hmm. So that part is disqualifying me because, you know, nobody's an exception to the rule.
Sure.
But I would say that I possess a lot of qualities that a high value man does possess, mm-hmm. in my eyes.
Like what?
I think that I'm a good leader. I think that I'm a good decision maker. I think that I'm a good father if you have kids. I think that you're, did I say good decision maker? Yeah, good decision maker. I think that I can go ahead and build something. I think that if you give me the right tools, or even if you don't give me the right tools, I'll find the right tools and go ahead and build something. I can make something out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stand-up guy. I live by my word. You can trust me. I think that those type of things make a high-value man, along with being a provider and a caretaker and a protector and things like that, that go into the traditional relationship and things of that nature. So, in short, those are some things that.
And when we're saying high value man, are we saying the Kevin Samuels definition of high value man?
Not necessarily Kevin Samuels,
because I'm trying to figure out how are you judging your high value? I guess because you said I don't make the income.
So the first time I heard high value man was from Kevin Samuels.
Okay.
So first of all, rest in peace to the Godfather. First and foremost,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. But yeah, so if I can remember correctly, I do believe that I want to say the yearly income of a high value man, according to Kevin Samuels, I believe was $250. I'm not exactly sure. It was six figures. It was six figures without a doubt. I'm almost there. I'm close. Not there yet. So which means that in my definition, in my eyes, I'm not a high value person.
Because only 10% of men really make six figures in America.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't there yet. So
the average man makes $50K a year.
And then what's the average black man that makes
$40K?
No, what's the average black man that makes six figures?
Oh, who knows?
The film is even lower than the average man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So 100%. And I think another thing to really consider too is that when you consider, you know, one thing that I took from Kevin Samuel, and I will admit a lot of this conversation comes from having been watching a lot more of his content lately, but it's, I think, very important, maybe not for me, but for other people who are trying to find, you know, what will bring fulfillment to their life, right? And I think a lot of times there's a divide because women want somebody who can, and before I go on, I do want to say, Jerry, kudos to you for being able to identify what you believe to be high value and owning up to like, yo, I don't think I'm there yet. I'll get there one day. I'm not there yet. That's respectable. Not everybody can say that. People think highly of themselves and it's like misguided. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
delusional.
Yes, there you go. But nevertheless, it's like, so a lot of the conversation comes from Kevin Samuels and whatnot. And I think that what happens is you have women who, when we're all young, right? We're all in high school. We're all just out of high school. We're like rabbits. We just want to fucking get on anything, right? And for young men, you'll take what you can get. And for young women, they know like, yo, my shit is a little bit more valuable. I ain't just got to give it up to anybody, right? And so with the women, they're like, yo, let me find somebody in a situation where they want a traditional marriage. It's like, yo, let me find somebody who can give me that, right? It's not going to be somebody your age. I mean, the likelihood of finding someone your age who's also capable of providing you with everything that you want from a lifestyle perspective and also, you know, being high value financially and all that kind of shit. To get that at your same age in your early 20s is almost unheard of unless you're a pro athlete, fucking rapper.
And then the thing is, like, is that guy who's looking at you going to go, well, is she a traditional woman or is she a modern woman?
Right.
I don't need no modern woman over here.
Exactly. So now it's like a cat and mouse game here, right? Because now it's like you don't want to be a slut and not be, you know, attractive, but then at the same time you like, yo, I gotta do something that's gonna get the attention. So it's like, I get it, it's a game, but nevertheless, that's what it is. And so when we look at it from that perspective, to say like the man has to be like in his 40s, you feel me? When you're in your 40s, I'm sure you'll be what you're considering high value. Like, I'm sure you'll be able to reach that level, but it may take a few more years. It might not happen tomorrow. It might not happen, 2 years from now. It might take you 10 years. But if it takes you 10 years at 40 years old, that don't matter for you. For women, though, they got that biological time clock. They got that 35 years. They can't be waiting
until 40, yeah.
I can't wait till 40.
Right.
I gotta get mine. If I want to have 4 kids and I'm 23 right now,
I need to be starting.
I need to start today. I need to start today. You feel me?
Last week.
So that's the whole thing of it is also you just want to find a relationship that works for you. But typically people have misaligned views. They want somebody that's young in their age, but they want somebody who's also secure. I'm talking about women. And then for men, it's like you want somebody you don't want some old lady. You know what I mean? You don't want somebody who, when you're ready to start having kids, she might have some health concerns and whatnot. It's like, so yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know I've been with my lady for a long time, and when she hit 27, oh my God. Yeah, babies. It was like her mind just immediately went to babies. Well, I need babies.
It has to go that way.
I mean, you cannot fight the nature, bro. It is what it is.
That clock starts. She probably started thinking about it. She's like, yo, I'm 27 now. And I don't know how many kids y'all plan to have. Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2, 3. I don't know. But she's looking at it from, okay, if I have 1, I'm 27 now. She's 28 now, right?
Yeah.
28 now. You have a kid that's 9 months, right? You can't have another kid for another 9 months after that or something along those lines. You can't get pregnant for like another 6 months. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that. So realistically, you can have 2 babies within like
a year span.
No, not a year. In like,
bruh, she and her sister are born in the same year.
I'm saying that's not healthy. Like, that's not good to do.
It's possible.
Listen, I know people that are born within an 18-month span as well. It's just not. I mean, actually, 18 months is fine. 18 months is fine because if
they're both born
at the end of your pregnancy,
crazy.
Well, no, 3 months, 6 months. So then, yeah, it'd probably be about like 18 months. It'd be 15 to 18 months. Anyways, that doesn't matter. We're getting stuck on the vernacular. What I'm trying to say here is that if women are looking at it from that perspective of, hey, I got to start having kids in the next couple years. And this nigga chilling. You feel me? This nigga talking about, I'm hitting my stride. I think I'm about to get back. I think I'm about to go after the league. I think I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is at 30, niggas is like, yo, I'm ready. You feel me? I'm starting to make some money and shit. It's just, we sometimes live on different waves. Like I think I personally got hella lucky. Not everybody's going to have a situation like mine. They're not going to fall into it. For those of you who don't know, my wife makes more money than me since we first got together. She was always a breadwinner, but we still have a very traditional marriage in that she's taken on that role of being the housewife. I've taken on the role of being the provider, and we'll see how it works out. You feel me? We might have to make some sacrifices, but I will feel more fulfilled if everybody's relying on me. You know what I'm saying? It would be more motivating for me.
So I think part of the issue too is when shit hits the fan, we live in a country where it's like, as a woman, you can say it was that nigga's fault, and as a man, you can't be like, no, it was my wife's fault. She was such a bitch and blah 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 blah. You sound weak, nigga. Like, what? You bitch ass. It's your fault, bruh. You know, and that's just the double standards that you got to live with because there's double standards.
Right.
And as long as we can all understand that double standards exist, and sometimes they work in your
people
favor,
be trying to act like they don't.
and that's the thing that they suck at. Well, I don't think they suck because I understand that there's double standards. But people be like, "Oh, I hate the double standards." It's like, no, you don't. Because when it works for you, you're not tripping.
You're not saying nothing.
Nice.
Not saying nothing.
Like the craziest thing I ever heard, and just to wrap up the topic, when you at the club and you get in for free, you don't be tripping. But if a dude trying to holler at you in the VIP because he done pulled you up there, you can't be mad like, why are these guys hollering at me? I don't understand. What you mean? You was cool with getting in the club with your pretty privilege. Why you don't think these dudes gonna try to holler at you now with your pretty privilege?
And not only that, but if you accept the invitation to the VIP, you start drinking the dude's bottles and all that shit. Don't be upset when he then asks you to come back with him to the hotel.
And let's keep it a buck, bruh. Most of the time, that shit gonna work out. It's so many people who are trying to spread this narrative like, well, why would you do that? Because you know damn well you done seen that shit work out. Stop it, bruh. You done seen too many. You done seen too many people who went in the VIP section and either played the game until they, well, I guess I gotta give it the butt tonight, you know, giving up these cheeks.
Well, yeah, because see, the thing about it is, I think that the bottle, right, specifically the bottle, it's not even necessarily the bottle. It's about what the bottle represents. And
you had to drop some coin.
It's disposable income,
but it's not even. But listen, because for some people, it's not even that. Like some people, we know niggas that go to the club every weekend, get tables, like it's no thing, right? That's not what it's about. It represents something, right? I'm not one of the niggas down there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not one of the niggas down there on the stage trying to. I'm not one of these niggas trying to do this behind you, talking about some hey baby, what's your name?
Yeah.
Can we dance? I'm not one of them niggas. So don't step up to the plate like I am one of them niggas who you see them at the bar and they're like, hey, can I buy you a drink? This ain't T-Pain, bitch.
This is not T-Pain.
This ain't T-Pain, bitch. I ain't about to buy you a drink. If you come over here and sip these bottles, best believe I'm finna ask you to come sit on my lap. I'm finna ask, you feel me? I'm finna be in your ear, talk about some, you know, where you saying that, you feel me? Let's expect it. Don't walk up and drink the bottle. That's it. And then that man won't expect that from you. It's so simple. It's so simple, but of course, you got women trying to play the victims, and then you got, you feel me, niggas that pander to them like, yeah, you fucking sexist. Fuck you, Willie.
the whole time he's trying to get your booty. He's just pandering.
Yeah.
Bro, she's not going to give you any pussy for that.
Bro. Right. She's like, yeah, thanks, Roger.
You friend zone ass.
Go home, Roger.
Simp with a capital S.
We hope you enjoyed this content, and if you did, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget, tap the bell to be notified of all the latest content as soon as it drops.